Hello, my name is Christian,
And I'm Anna.
and today we're going to talk to you about a program called Buzz On. This whole program is basically all about talking about mosquito populations and climate change and how they might be relevant to each other. You're going to have participants participate in this activity, and before we start explaining, I'm going to tell you all the supplies you're going to need. So, you are going to get 4 different cups that represent 4 different time periods. The blue one's going to be 1995. The green one's going to be 2005, the yellow one's going to be 2015, and the red one's going to be in the future, 2025. And it's going to tell us more about things we're going to use.
So, one of the reasons people find mosquitoes really scary is because some mosquitoes carry diseases. So, in this activity, we are showing 3 different kinds of mosquitoes. We have these normal mosquitoes, which are actually plastic flies, but for this activity, we're having them represent mosquitoes. And the black ones are mosquitoes that don't carry any disease. And then we also have green mosquitoes, and these carry Zika virus. And then we have red mosquitoes, and these carry West Nile virus. So, as mosquito populations increase, as global temperature increases, some concerns we have are that these mosquitoes that carry infectious disease might be breeding in areas where they weren't able to do so before. So, for this activity, we have specific tools for each kind of mosquito that we have. For the uninfected mosquitoes, we have these blue paddles. And depending on your number of participants, each person might just have 1 paddle, or one person might have 2 paddles. And the key here is to try to use 2 paddles to pick up 1 mosquito, because 1 paddle doesn't do a very good job with it. And then for our Zika mosquito, we have this little blue tool, and participants can use either end of it. However, we recommend trying to use this little shovel end to pick it up. And then for the West Nile mosquito, we just have these little tweezers, and they can pick it up and put it in the cup. So now we are going to do a trial run to show you guys how to run this activity. So the general guideline for this activity is that participants will get 15 seconds each round to pick up all of the mosquitoes and put them back in the cup. However, as someone leading this activity, if you notice that there's older people who are finishing the activity really quickly, or younger kids who are struggling to pick up all the mosquitoes, you can adjust the time as needed. For example, I was working on this activity with 2-year-olds the other day and gave them about 45 seconds each round. So we are going to start with the easiest round, which is 1995. And so basically what you're going to do is just pour out the mosquitoes on the surface of the table. You're going to start your timer, and then participants will have to pick up these mosquitoes using their blue paddles.
Hold on. There we go. Wait. And it's okay if it gets chaotic. It's supposed to be chaotic.
Yes. And then, so your first round, which is your earliest round, is going to be the easiest because they only have to use 1 tool and there's the least amount of mosquitoes. Now we're going to do 2025, so this is in the future. And as you can see, we not only have uninfected mosquitoes, we also have Zika and West Nile mosquitoes. So now you don't just have the paddle, you also have the blue tool, the tweezers, and the paddle. So now we're going to reset the time and go for this round. Okay, you ready?
Yeah, okay.
And if you notice certain groups are struggling to pick up all the mosquitoes, you are more than welcome to also pick up a tool and help them out. Oh, this is hard.
Wait, no, together, there you go.
And
There's
teamwork is key with this activity.
Yes.
It's very hard to pick them up on your own.
There you go.
Thank you.
And we went over the time.
We went over time.
Which is fine. And another good thing to do is when you do place them out, try to spread it out. Because if it's just all in one area, it's very easy to just, let's say if I had these, it's very easy to just be like, boom, boom, done. But if you're working with older participants, it might be better to spread it out. Younger participants put it together to make it a little easier for them.
And of course, at the end of an activity like this, it can be a little overwhelming to hear that mosquito populations are on the rise, global climate is changing, what can we do about it? And we have a separate activity that is in addition to this, where students can learn about different ways that we can control mosquito populations. So we have often found that it's good to do this activity first, and then use that as a segue for them to learn different measures to control mosquito populations.
this is going to be our keychain making activity. Before we start, you're going to get a laminated piece of paper that basically has all the different beads on it that represent mosquito control methods.
So in your kit, you're going to receive a keyring, and then you're also going to receive string. So you'll have to pre-cut the string for this activity, and you can cut about 6 inches for each piece. So before the activity starts, we found it's easiest to double knot the string onto the keyring so it stays secure. And then throughout the activity, you can ask kids which bead they would like. It's not always the best to just have the kit out to them, because a lot of kids will just grab the colors that they like and not save enough for other people.
So the reason why we have all these different types of methods is because there's multiple solutions for this very complex problem.
And also, not all of the beads have large openings. So if you do notice someone is struggling to string them onto their keychain, feel free to help them, because some of the holes are rather tiny. And as you're ending your keychain, if there's a really large bead at the end, it might travel over the knot even when you tie it. So we do recommend also to put a smaller bead at the end so that when you knot it and then you crimp it, that the keychain stays put. So this is a very short keychain, but at the end you will just tie another knot. And then we have crimp beads that you will put after the knot. And then you will take your crimper tool.
It's okay.
Bye. And then you will crimp right at the end. And then you can cut off any extra string, and then they have a keychain to take.
So sadly, we've come to the end of our video. We hope it's been very informative for you.
And that you've had as much fun as we've had. And now, we're buzzing off.